Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody, come on in, come on in. Listen, I'm having a variety of videos because it is going to be so amazing, everybody. Listen, this is the first Monday, technically, and the last Monday of the 1st of December. All right, so December 5th, 2022. Go ahead and grab a friend, grab your peers, grab a coworker, grab your bestie, because here's the truth. You do not want to miss this. I'm going to be going live for the next 30 days. Yes. And I'm here on LinkedIn, Facebook, and I got my IG bookies here with me as well. Go ahead and click share and like, because this is going to be fabulous. Y'all already see the topic already on at large here. It says the 30 real reasons you're stuck. The 30 real reasons you're stuck. Every day I'm going to touch on one. Today, though, let me know. Go ahead and put in the chat room. Go ahead and put in the comments that for some reason, off and on throughout your life, you have found yourself to think of, let me fix myself here for those who can see me fully bodied here. So somewhere in your life, you pondered on this. You thought about this, like, why am I always finding myself like I want to move forward? I want to go work out. I want to go ahead and start that business. I want to go ahead and update my resume. I want to go ahead and get married. I want to go ahead. I want to. But there's some sort of force or some sort of energy that's not getting you to push yourself forward. And you're wondering why. Well, stay tuned. Go ahead and grab your favorite beverage because it's about to get really good. And I'm so elated and super excited that you're here. Now, if this is your first time and you're not sure who is this woman on your news feed or your broadcast, I'm happy to share with you who I am. I am Ruth, and I have taken mid-level professionals and who have felt undervalued and stuck within marketing their skills online so that they can be able to stand out as a top authority and magnetize those premium companies their way in as little as 30 days. Okay, enough about me. I want you to go ahead and sit still, grab a pen and paper, because this is definitely going to be impactful. It's going to definitely change your thought process right now. So number one, y'all ready for it? Go ahead and say you're ready. Go ahead and comment and let me know that you're ready. I promise you, we're going to dive right on in. And more than likely, you're going to see yourself start thinking and behaving differently after this live. You're ready? Because trust me, you're not going to be alone. So the number one reason I want to impress upon you today is you were raised with a variety of rules. Go ahead and put your hands, go ahead and put a clap in there in the comments somewhere. If you're any part of me as well, where I was raised by two immigrant parents, and they were very disciplined. They were from the West Indies and the Caribbean islands. And let me tell you, being a household with two disciplined, very strict immigrant parents was no joke. We were raised in a very strict religion. We had to have certain apparel, certain attires. Who can relate with this? Let me know I'm not alone. Who also can relate with this ongoing behavior? So I'm going to go ahead and let you all know that it is definitely the case. Those who are coming in on Instagram, go ahead and grab a friend, go ahead and grab a peer. I'm telling you, what I'm about to share with you is going to definitely be a breakthrough. In the next 30 days, I'm going live, and this is day one on the 30 reasons why you're still stuck. Why you're still stuck. And the first reason I'm going to share with you, I'm already live here. I'm going to be going back and forth because I'm already on my private Facebook. If you're not on there, why not? Go ahead and let me know that you want to go ahead and join my private tribe, my community, if you will. And I'm also live here on LinkedIn. So the number one reason, my friend, go ahead. Let me know in the comments that you're ready. You're ready to get unstuck because I'm going to be live with you all for the next 30 days. So number one reason is, again, the rules. I was sharing with you all how I was raised up with two immigrant family, and I too know the value on being structured and having a very obedient life. But at the same time, I was given certain processes that was given to me by default. Can anyone agree? The reasons why, some of the things that made, and I'm going somewhere with this. This is only day one, and we're only touching on one issue, which is you were raised with certain structures. You were modeling in front of others, maybe your mom, your grandparents, your father, a caregiver. You had no clue. You came out of the womb, had no clue on what life rules or what fundamentals, what best practices, how to handle life events, how to handle cycles or menstruals. That wasn't taught to you right away. Yes, go ahead and let me know. How do you stop this type of condition if you knew somewhere in the bottom of your deep core of your soul that something is preventing me to moving forward and I'm not sure why? You may have came from a world where you had to go to school. You had to make sure you had to be in somebody's classroom at 7:30 a.m. Who can relate? And making sure that you were able to walk across that stage when it came for graduation. No ifs, no ands, nor buts. And the top three roles probably in your household, if it's anything like mine, you either had to be a doctor, a well-known doctor, that is, a lawyer, or perhaps you're going to definitely be the one that's going to go ahead and create a medical office or a doctor office. Back to being number one. So it's like number one would be probably two times on your list: a doctor or a lawyer or a doctor, a famous doctor. You with me? Who's with me? So the question you want to ask yourself is, how do you stop? How do you take from yourself from being stuck to unstuck to now getting a revelation of self-study, to be able to break some of the rules that were given to you not by choice? And now it's time to let go and move forward. And you really do have that desire to do so. Go ahead. I appreciate your waves and your hearts. Go ahead and put that in the live as well here. The fires. Yes. How do you remove that? But first, you got to ask yourself, am I ready? Am I willing to take time with self? Do I know why these rules were even given to me? Have you even talked to, yourself lately and seen how you were brought up by a certain system, by certain some certain process or method that you were born into, raised into? Yes. And now some sort of motion in your body, in your core, in your spirituality is now wanting to know more. Is there anything wrong with you wanting to know more? Absolutely not. The question you want to ask yourself is, how do I now push that needle forward of getting myself unstuck? God did not put you in this beautiful landscape called Earth, called here, the planet Earth, to then just be going into a robotic system. Who can relate? Sometimes you just feel like you're just going through the emotions, you're going through the motion and just unsure why. Like, why am I getting up and I'm not fulfilled? I'm not yet satisfied. I'm not yet seeing myself progressing because somehow I'm stuck. Again, these conditions, how to unleash certain conditions, how to remove yourself from thinking a certain pattern. First of all, if you want to be able to accept the fact that I'm willing to change, I'm willing to learn, unlearn. I am willing to receive and teach myself. I'm open to teaching myself, being specific, taking time and just taking time with you first. And I know that sounds so simple, but yet so powerful at the same time, my friend. Go ahead and let me know. Have you taken time with self these days? What is the first step to taking time with self? Well, let me go ahead and position you in a really great way. I promise you, you do this at least 20 minutes a day. Study shows at least 20 minutes because first of all, the first 10 minutes is going to take your mind to be able to focus and quiet some of the noise or all of the noise that's going through your mind. Whether or not, oh my gosh, if I started on time today because my manager may not go ahead and approve my holidays because I'm late today. Or now he or she might now tell me that I'm going to have to come in and work on the week of the holidays. And you believe that something's blocking you. There's a condition, some sort of you thinking, okay, again, we go back. Certain rules we were brought up on, whether it be religion, whether it be we must be in school. Not to say education is not key. Don't get me wrong here. Having to go to school, go to college, being able to go to college. And after that, then what? Then no one gave you the roadmap on what the next steps or phase. Many of you can attest and relate. on I'm going into a career, have no clue how I'm going to interact with other personalities. There's all kinds of A type, B type, C type, multiple types of personalities in the workplace. And all you knew was perhaps maybe your mom and dad or your caregivers or your stubborn brother or sisters, right? Or cousins. Let me know. Go ahead and put a 2 in the comments. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Go ahead and put a number 2 in the hearts. Say, you are talking to me. This is so me. So you're so accustomed to this inner circle of personalities. Here you are now being entered into life with all these conditions and wondering why your anxiety is a skyrocket, wondering why you're now in a mode of depression mode and going into a hermit and not going outside and interacting with other beautiful beings. Yes. Wondering why you're now in a social shock. And it's no fault of yours. But the moment you're identifying, say, Ruth, I am seeing myself and I don't like the way I'm feeling. I don't like this uneasing and the shifting, this way of thinking. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful. Is this resonating with you? You got to take time with self. Take 20 minutes. Back to what I was sharing with you earlier. Take 20 minutes of your time. That's it. Start with 20 minutes a day. Analyze it with quiet, super quiet. You're saying, Ruth, are you serious? Yes. Trust me, I'm even putting myself to the practice. And I started already. And it's not going to be easy, but it's really, truly simple. You really want to fall in love with you in order for you to magnetize those opportunities your way, in order for you to attract those beautiful beings your way in terms of relationships, in terms of why you're seeing. Why do you believe there's a small percentage, maybe this, according to study, 3% have all this phenomenal ways of being able to just go from broke to being a billionaire, go from being thinking, I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to make a decision today and start a clean slate without them thinking, oh my gosh, how is my dad going to think of me? How is my mom going to think of me? Who can relate? Or I'm going to go ahead and just give my 2-week notice because enough is enough. How is my husband or my spouse, my partner going to think of me? You got to take time for self. This is how you're going to be able to take the needle and the quilt and start stitching a new way of thinking, a new way of being. And not to say not to say that you're not going to buy the law of the land, not to say you're not going to be able to love your loved ones. You got to love you first. Have you take time to love you? 20 minutes to love you in a day, that's amazing. If you cannot give yourself 20 minutes out of your day, but yet you've given how many hours to somebody else or to a company, but you can't give 20 minutes to yourself. That's huge. That's a thought all by itself. That's a whole momentum all by itself. Let me know how this worked for you. Day 2 is going to be super amazing. We have not yet scratched the surface. I started off with self-study, self-image first, because if you're not put into alignment, if you're not within your core, if you're, whoever you call as your higher source, I like to call it God, because God is good and he is so good to me. My goal is to be the most best version of me in the mirror reflection of who created me, because I'm co-creating with who? Christ. It says it in the word. We were made in his image and his likeness, not just necessarily me in the physical being, but in the spiritual sense. So wouldn't it be so worth it to you that you take time for self, just be in a peaceful mindset, quiet the noise. Remember the movie Soul? Quiet the noise, Coyote. Go watch it. My kids drove me for a whole weekend. I think we watched it at least 2 to 3 times back to back the same day, more than likely. The movie Soul is impeccable. It's beautiful. Go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and binge watch it. There's a lot of metaphors behind it. You want to quiet the noise. Yes. And then you're going to start finding yourself, in a sense, you're going to start thinking differently. You're going to start behaving differently. You're going to start speaking differently. Your language is going to change. What do you mean I'm going to start thinking or speaking, or my language is going to change? Well, my friend, that's a whole deep story. That's a whole different practice. But the moment you go into that, you're going to love yourself so much. You're going to show compassion to others. And not to say that you're going to look at yourself better than them or bigger than them, but you're going to open up in such a vulnerable way. And we'll talk about that in the next 29 days, my friend. But the first step I want to give yourself permission. Ask yourself, are you worth 20 minutes of your time a day? Are you? Do I love myself enough to take time, whether it be in the morning, in the middle of the day, or before I lay myself to sleep? Is 20, or go ahead and put a number 3 in the chat if you're worth 20 minutes of your time. Your time. Mind you, you can't get your time back from yesterday. But think of it and let me know. Let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Go ahead and like this if you know someone of yourself who is saying, you know what, I'm going to share this. I'm telling, let's go ahead and shift the energy, shift the conditions, renew yourself. Put time for self today, right? Because 2022, we want to be able to end it off on the right foot. If you're with me, go ahead and let's make this. Let's disrupt this spirituality realm. Let's disrupt this Monday of thinking and being, because you want to be able to elevate. You want to be able to disrupt. You want to impact. You want to make a change. You want to make a shift. You don't have to do it alone. You can definitely get support. If you're not following me, why not? Let's go ahead and connect. If you're liking this, I'll be having 29 more days. What's actually 30 more days, right? Because we have 30 days here in December, but technically for me, it's only 30 days. So have an amazing day. Get with me tomorrow. I want to go ahead and trust me. Some of you all will find a transformation immediately. Some's going to take time. Ruth told me to spend time with me for 20 minutes a day. I didn't see any change. Everybody measures differently. Everybody sleeps differently. Everybody wakes up differently. So you want to ask yourself, give yourself permission to see and be intentional. Be intentional while you're doing this 20 minutes. I say go for more if you can, but for starters, to start with 20. Start with 20. Go ahead. I'm off. Go ahead and continue with your regular day-to-day broadcast. It was a pleasure and a joy being with you. Stay positive, stay tuned, and let's go ahead and meet again tomorrow. Have an amazing day, my friends. Cheers. Bye for now.